Whoa, welcome in. It is the Rob Breaux Show. I am Rob Breaux. He is Carson Robinson. That's right. Fridays, Carson joining us. Daniel joining live. Roy, you got to get that figured out, man. I don't know how to help you with that. 12:15. I know where my kids are. It's awkward, though. Carson, do you know where your kids are?
Yeah, maybe. She's at a friend's house, hopefully.
Okay.
She's out of school, first day out of school, so who knows what they're doing.
We'll figure it out. Oh, done with school. I mean, it is late May.
Yeah.
Do we get the half day at all, or?
No, yesterday was their last day at Lubbock Christian, so yeah.
Well, we know how that goes.
Dunzos.
Anyways, Texas Tech baseball losing last night. We'll get into that today. We'll also get into a new basketball commitment. We're going to try to say his name. And
I've been looking it up, dude. Yeah. I'm trying.
We'll have to get the Finnish dictionary out for that. And maybe some Stars hockey. We'll figure it out. And we'll make some picks. We'll make some Major League Baseball picks. How about that? Let's start with Texas Tech baseball. Losing last night. You did not need to sweep Kansas, but you need to win 2. So it feels worse that you lost on Friday night because now you have to win 2 in a row. I'll tell you what. Here's why I'm not upset about last night's loss. I'm upset, but not as upset as I could be. If it was a 17-2, butt kicking, I would feel much, much worse than Mason Molina looking like prime Stephen Gingery and the offense hitting 6, 7, 8 really hard hit balls just at people.
Yeah, a lot of Adam balls.
Last night was just a really good baseball game. And you pitched really, really well. Beckel threw one bad pitch. I thought he struck out Sam Hunt.
I did too.
Walked him. And then you throw one hanging breaking ball, and they score 3 runs, you score 1. So Molina had, 13 strikeouts?
Yeah, in 7 innings.
So it just – sometimes you just lose baseball games, Carson. Is that the best way to say it about last night?
Yeah, I mean, and you got to give credit to the Kansas pitching staff. They were just a little bit better last night. I mean, those 3 dudes came out and they absolutely shoved. And, for what it's worth, Molina went out and did his thing. And then Beckel, like you said, he wants 1 pitch back. Other than that, he pitched really great too. It's 1 pitch. Probably like he should have struck out Sam Hunt. I thought he struck him out. The Kansas people sitting in front of us at the game last night did not think so. They were happy for it. And then 1 bad pitch and it goes 420 feet and Kansas gets a win. But a lot of balls hard hit. But for Texas Tech now, backs against the wall. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they only started their starter for 3 innings, and he was pitching really well. And then I think they threw another starter.
Yes.
The second guy. In fact, the third guy might have been another starter as well.
Yeah. I think he was he's one of their back end guys for the whole year. Like he's been that guy out of the bullpen. But yeah, the first two guys were their 1 and 2s for sure. And they already know where they're at in the conference standings. They know regardless of this series here this weekend, they're going to finish in that spot where they got to play Tuesday morning against a really good ball club. And so you got to have all your horses ready. And this is more like last night was more like a bullpen for those guys. And we probably won't see much the rest of the weekend. They stole a win here in Lubbock, which is what they were looking for. And now they get ready to play on Tuesday morning in Arlington. But for Tech, because Kansas knows what they got to do. They got to win the Big 12 tournament to have postseason baseball after that. For Tech, the next 2 days are really important. And then the first couple days in Arlington are going to be really important.
When you look at it, you should win the next 2. You should have won last night, but
yeah,
they threw their best shot. They threw 2 starters at you. You scored 1 run. You didn't really get to the bullpen because they kind of had a planned 9-inning route, and it just went well.
It went perfectly.
Yeah, and you just kind of chalk it up. That's the way baseball go. But now, with their plan to play on Tuesday, you're going to get weekday guys on Sunday or Saturday, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you'll see.
You might have position players pitching on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a lot of dudes on Saturday who have not thrown a whole lot of innings. If you'll remember last year in this same series, Texas Tech, I think it was the day that Sam Hunt hit a home run that was never a home run because he stopped at second and walked back to the dugout and he was out for the Red Raiders. And now he's playing at Kansas. But you scored, 20-something runs in that game, so nobody cared on a Saturday, kind of the same situation as this is. And Kansas just was done at that point. They didn't care. They were looking forward to the Big 12 tournament at that point too. So, yeah, I think Saturday could be interesting. But tonight, I think you'll see 1 or 2 good arms from Kansas, but that's about it. Maybe 1. I don't know how much they got left, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they throw out there tonight. And then Saturday is just going to be a cluster.
Yeah, it's almost like, yay, we didn't get swept.
Yeah, that's all they were looking for. They wanted to come in here and get a win. They get it on day 1, and so now you don't care.
Trendon Parrish should carve this lineup up tonight.
Yes.
He has the stuff. And Fast or Petty.
Free.
Or Rogers.
Yeah.
Any of those guys can start on Saturday. I'm trying really hard not to say Sunday.
I know.
And be fine. If you have, 1 time through the lineup with Petty, maybe 2, 1, maybe 2 times the lineup Rogers, and then Free, that should get you all day Saturday, just like they did to you this weekend or yesterday.
Yeah, I think that the Tech pitching is fine. Beckel could possibly come back and throw an inning. He didn't throw a ton of pitches last night, I didn't feel like, but
but then you're using him again Wednesday.
Yeah, then you're using him again, and what do you have on the first day of the Big 12 tournament? So it's probably not going to happen, but if there is a situation where, there's 1 out or 2 outs and you need a right-handed guy to come in and Beckel's the guy that needs to come in and get an out, you might have that situation come in because these 2 games, like we talked about for Kansas, if they win the next couple games, like they're still in the same spot. It's cool to win 1 or 2 more in Lubbock and win a series. But for Texas Tech, if they're up by a run in the 9th and they got a right-handed hitter up and Beckel's in the bullpen and he can throw 1 out, I think you might see him again. That's the only situation I think you see him in. But I think you got plenty of pitching left to get through the weekend for sure.
And that's the crazy part here. Is Kansas happy they won, or are they going to get greedy?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Because if they get greedy, you're going to have to, really scratch and claw here because Kansas is not a terrible baseball team. They're a bad Big 12 baseball team. They're the second worst Big 12 baseball team. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
They are in the standings. They are what they are. But you have some guys down the lineup, I think 4 or 5 guys hitting over 300. I mean, it's not like they're just out there hitting the Mendoza line. So,
yeah,
it is what it is in that respect. Live RPI, Carson, dropped to 48 last night and settled there. Here's my issue with Texas Tech in the NCAA tournament. The Big 12 is not historically a conference that gets 5 or 6 teams in the NCAA tournament. Right now, just baseline RPI, West Virginia 15, Oklahoma State 16. I think both of those can host. Good for Texas Tech, in my opinion. Here's why. Texas at 25 in the tournament.
Yep.
Oklahoma at 40. Kansas State at 46. Texas Tech 48. TCU 50. Do 2 or 3 of those teams get in past Texas?
I think only 2. I don't think you get more than 5. I don't think you get any more than 5 teams in.
No.
And I think that 5
hosting, you only get 3.
Yeah, 5 is pushing it very. I think it tops. I think you get 4. So, and it all comes down to, what does your non-conference record look like? Who did you play in the non-conference? Because TCU and Texas Tech probably played tougher non-conference series than Kansas State and Oklahoma.
And TCU played better than Texas Tech.
Right. And on paper, just looking at records, sometimes we've seen the committee throw those out the window. Like, it doesn't matter what you did. It's a brand recognition, for one. It's what have you done in the NCAA tournament? Of course, you're not going to put butts in seats in some of these places because none of them are hosting. TCU and Texas Tech are not hosting. But TCU and Texas Tech probably going to get a nod. Of course, Oklahoma's in the College World Series last year. So what do you do there? I think Kansas State gets screwed out of the 4 of those teams more than anybody else.
Kansas State has a 142 non-conference strength of schedule.
Yeah, that's not good.
TCU 32, Oklahoma 20.
Yeah.
And then the non-conference RPI, Oklahoma 33, Texas Tech 42, TCU 60. They went 20 and 11. Oof. They lost some big games early though to top 10 teams.
Well, and they lost a series at who was it, UCSB or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And of course Texas went on the road to Fullerton and lost a series early in the year too. So
were both of those at Fullerton?
I think so.
I know somebody played the Gauchos. And then you have Kansas State here on strength of schedule, 78 RPI. OU at 10 and 12 in the league after getting hammered last night by Oklahoma State.
Hammered.
Kansas State 13 and 9, but again,
beat TCU last night.
Again, the beat TCU last night, and Texas Tech 25 and 7 non-con, 19 and 11 Oklahoma non-con, 20 and 11 non-con for Kansas State, and then 20 and 11 for TCU. If you go RPI and say these 4 teams are really even, and then that next point of emphasis is non-conference record, with a little bit of strength of schedule, Texas Tech has a good opportunity, but you have to stay here RPI wise. Now, if you're going to lose one, it's almost best to lose the first one, because then you get the RPI bump from losing the first one. So now they're up 10 spots. So it's 10 spots better to beat them today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact, because if you're going to lose one of the games, it is better not to beat them the first 2 where their RPIs dropped. Yeah, you're right. If you're going to silver lining this thing, glass half full kind of guy right there. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Maybe that was Coach Tadlock and company's idea. Yeah, let's play this thing to our strengths, boys.
No, I don't think so.
I don't either. Yeah, no.
A couple of comments here. Emeli Yalaho, that's the kid who just committed. We'll talk about him in a second. Helmet sticker, Raiderland helmet sticker for Molina. 13 strikeouts. K-Rob makes his return. Yes, he does. And then happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well, Ryan. Some interesting results in the baseball world last night. Let's look at the schedule from yesterday and today. So TCU does fall to Kansas State 7-6. Oklahoma State beating Oklahoma 13-2. Those 2 teams return their series today and tomorrow. West Virginia gets hammered by Texas 12-2. And then Kansas obviously beats Texas Tech. Baylor playing CSU at Bakersfield. They won 10-3.
Yeah. Baylor's year is done after this weekend. So
yeah. So who cares? That's funny that they already are out of the Big 12 play too.
yeah.
Tough year for Baylor, but couldn't happen to a better baseball program.
Brand new first year head coach too, right?
Yeah, that's a tough start.
That's a tough start. It can only go up from here, though.
Or they might just have a brand new baseball coach next year too.
Yeah, well, revolving door of tech football coaches. We kind of know what that goes as.
Yeah, in today's world.
Yeah.
So let's just assume Texas Tech wins 2 this weekend. Let's just say you win today, you win tomorrow. Parrish, Free, Rogers, they all pitch well. Bridges, whoever it is. Do you have to win 2 at the Big 12 tournament to get in the NCAA tournament?
I think to assure yourself a spot, yes, I do. I think you have to win 2. Now, can you win 1 and then be sitting there on the bubble and the committee really, really likes Texas Tech and what they've done in the past few years, and being in the tournament every year for the last, I don't know how many years, helps you tremendously. I mean, you see that all the time with teams that get looked over that might have a better record, but this team has been in the NCAA tournament for a long amount of time. Florida State is one of those that comes to mind. Like, there's a couple years Florida State jumped like 2 teams up in the ACC standings. Florida State got in, those teams didn't. So having brand recognition helps a lot, I think, for Texas Tech now. But if you win 2 this weekend and win 2 in the conference tournament, I think that solidifies you into a regional. In my book, I mean, I don't know what the committee thinks. I don't know what they're going to do and with Kansas State and those teams, but I think it gives you a very, very, I'd say 96.7% chance of getting into the tournament. Yeah.
If you win 2, I'm closer to 75% chance. So I think it'll probably happen, but
yeah.
I think if you win 3, I think the magic number is 40. I think you need 40 wins. It always has been. It's generally 40 regular season wins.
True.
But if you get 40 wins, which if you beat Kansas twice, that's 37.
And a 500 record in conference play if you beat Kansas twice.
And a 500 record in conference play, and then you get 3 more conference wins. So technically you'd be 15-12.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but I guess you'd lose a couple times too. But
that's right.
Is what it is in that respect. And is the Big 12 tournament single elimination now?
I know softball was, but I think baseball is still double elimination. I'll have to look that up.
Did you see the new food items?
Yeah, I saw those.
Better than the basketball.
Yeah, better than basketball. I mean, I would eat most of them.
Yeah.
The Wabash taco looks a little suspect, but.
Well, it's got a lot of purple cabbage.
It's true. That's why I wouldn't eat it.
What's the deal with cheese sticks?
Yeah, I don't know what cheese stick. I guess because of Spankies.
They look a little bit like Spankies fried cheese, but
yeah, does that have that's where my mind went.
Then call it fried cheese. It's not a cheese stick.
Yeah, it's fried cheese.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and I guess you kind of run out of ideas at that point, but
yeah.
And then the Texas
red hot.
Yeah, the Longhorn sandwich or whatever they called that looked like a buffalo chicken sandwich. What does that have to do with just because it's orange?
Yeah, it's got orange sauce. Yeah.
A burger would have been great for that.
Yeah.
And then let's do Oklahoma State as their orange, like a cowboy. You can't, but they get the loaded nacho or the loaded French fries or something like that.
Cowboy hot chicken or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Put us in charge of the.
That's a fact. Yeah, you and I could come up with a great menu for the Big 12 tourneys.
I will say, it looks better than the basketball tournament.
Yeah,
Sour cream, and then they had the purple relish for the Wabash Cannon dog.
Nope.
Great, but yeah, just do it red hot.
Yeah,
Earl Campbell's red hot for the Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Even though he went to Texas.
Yeah, true. Tyler Rose.
The Tyler Rose. All right, any other final baseball thoughts before we kind of move on to McCaslin's next toy?
No, just
tool in the toolbox. It was weird. Toy was weird.
No, you just got to pitch good the next 2 days. Get 2 wins, and then go do your work in Arlington, see where that gets you, and pray for a great outcome on Sunday of next week, because that's selection day.
Score some runs too.
Yeah, score some runs. That'd be great.
All right, Emili Yalaho has committed to Texas Tech, a 2023 recruit, so he's a freshman, not a transfer.
Right.
He averaged 8.4 points, 4.1 rebounds, 1.7 assists for the Finland national team at the FIBA B Division tournament last summer. A jack-of-all-trades prospect. He's 6'8". Defensively, this is exactly what McCaslin wants. Offensively, this is exactly what McCaslin wants. Seems to be a perfect fit. You hope he comps to... Who have you had like the? I don't know that you really have had anybody.
I mean, Micah Peavy would be the closest guy I could think of, but he wasn't here long enough to.
Well, he was 6'5", right?
Huh?
He was only 6'5".
I thought he was 6'6", 6'7", but anyway, yeah. Maybe the hair made him look taller.
I mean, if he can be a McCullough,
yeah, that'd be great.
Because he's 6'6", but
is he physical? As physical as McCullough is, I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But if McCaslin's trying to go get a physical guy, Zach Smith, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
6'10".
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've never seen this kid play. I've not looked at highlights. I didn't even try to find highlights yet. I do know that his name sounds like the beginning of Millie by who is that? Millie. Was that Rick Ross? Lil Wayne?
Yes. Amelie. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I know about him. But I do know 6'8" guard, Lil Wayne. Yeah. I do know 6'8" guard in this system in the Mark Adams defense plays.
Yes.
Forward guard, whatever you want to call him. It's positionless basketball again.
I'm watching his highlights right here, and he's shooting a lot of 3-pointers and looks very comfortable doing so.
Good.
And is physical getting to the rim. Now, this is obviously against FIBA competition and all of those things, but still, and high school kids. But I like what I'm seeing here.
So you
floor
have
vision.
Floor vision?
Yeah, looks great. Passing from the top of the key.
If Ben McCollum is still the guy getting hired, which we don't know. Yeah. If it's not, I think you're still going to try to run his style of offense, which is the 12-pass offense. I'm not even kidding.
No, you're right. It's fine. It's funny.
Vision, getting open and shooting threes, that European style, zipping the ball around.
Yeah, a lot of screening off the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting, and it should be efficient. You're going to play a very efficient brand of basketball, offensively and defensively. For most of the Mark Adams era, in the Chris Beard era, I'm counting all of that together. You were really efficient defensively, and then not very efficient offensively. You were just kind of surviving. So the hope is 6'8", 6'8". Here, I have the heights. Hold on. Here's the roster. Pop Isaac, sophomore, 6'2". Drew Steffi, freshman, 6'5". Chance McMillan, junior, 6'3". Lamar Washington, 6'4", sophomore. Demarion Williams, 6'3", senior. Robert Jennings, 6'7", sophomore. Kyron Lindsay, 6'8", sophomore. Darian Williams, 6'6", sophomore. Warren Washington, a true 7-footer, sophomore. He's a senior. Sorry. And then maybe Curran Walton is back at 6'5", and then Yahalo, who is 6'8", with, let's say, 2 scholarships left if Curran Walton returns.
Right.
6'6", 6'8", the last 2 heights you're looking for? Somewhere over 6'6"?
Yeah. You're looking for that forward size, that stretch 3 or 4, somewhere in there.
Maybe even another 6'10" guy. Rim
That'd be great.
Warren Washington's not out there.
If you could find a 6'10" guy that can stretch the floor, that'd be amazing.
Well, you don't even have to stretch the floor at this point. You're just looking for 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, fair enough.
That Warren Washington's not on, or even 10.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing small ball, which is funny to say when it's 6'8", 6'7",
6'8", 6'6".
6'4", 6'3" out there, but there's going to be a lot of minutes that aren't, full of Warren Washington. He's not going to play 40 minutes a game. So you're going to have to kind of play two brands of basketball offensively. And if you're just shooting a bunch of threes, okay, but A, you better be making them. And B, you better be moving the ball and getting to the rim just as much. If it's a 50-50 shooting a three or getting to the rim and no mid-range, if you're playing NBA basketball, except you're focused and playing defense too, I'm not going to complain about that. I really am not.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where size in the game today in college basketball has not been like you see teams all the time that don't have a 7-footer or anybody above 6'9", 6'10" anymore, and they can still get up and down the floor and compete because those dudes, the big guard is taking over the game right now. I mean, you're seeing it in the NBA. If you can't get out and shoot a three, then you're probably not going to play at the next level in the NBA level. Giannis had to develop a 3-point outside game just to stay relevant in the NBA again, and he still can manufacture things inside. But the days of just a big guy playing down low and making that work kind of over in basketball. And so having these big guards and these stretch guys that can play the 2 through the 5 really is a nice commodity to have. I think if you can go out and get another guy that's 6'8", 6'9", and be that, I think you're just fine to go along with the size you already have. I don't think you need to go out and get another 6'10" guy who's only going to be this person, like a just Bacho. Like Bacho couldn't stretch out and shoot the three. He tried a couple of times, didn't work out. If you could go out and get a Tariq Owens, that'd be fantastic. A guy like him would be great.
Yeah, even if it's a young guy,
right,
is just going to develop into that. Or even a Zach Smith, like somebody mentioned earlier.
That'd be nice. Having a Zach Smith would be nice again.
Yeah, well, Tariq Owens is the single season record holder for blocks in a season for Texas Tech. So those are some high, lofty names, but rim protection, the reason the defense was so good back then in the Tariq Owens year, in the Zach Smith era, is because you had the eraser on the back end.
Yeah.
It was kind of great despite not having a rim protector in the Sweet 16 season. I mean, you were really good, just sound defensively at the perimeter.
Yeah.
You didn't have a lot of mistakes. If there was a mistake, they were getting past Bryson Williams down low. He was an offensive player. So Warren Washington, all defensive ACC, Pac-12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pac-12. It doesn't matter what conference it is now. Everything's about to be all blown up anyways.
Yeah, they're all done. So excited to have that rim protection. All right. Let's see. Do you want to do a minute on the Stars?
Yeah.
Are they down 0-1?
Be quiet. That's okay.
Right?
They are. But Vegas is really good. But Dallas, you gotta love the way they're playing, and they come back in the series against the Kraken and get a win in 7, and just love the way that the Stars play. There's not a whole lot that's better than playoff hockey. Like if you're not a hockey fan, just watching playoff hockey will make you a hockey fan. And if you've never been to a Stars game, if you live in the Dallas area and you're watching this, tickets are not that expensive. I would find a way to go to a Western Conference final, regardless of whether you like hockey or not, or ever have seen hockey. You'll fall in love with it just going to a playoff hockey game, especially in Dallas. You wouldn't think Texas has great hockey fans, but I'm telling you what, Rob, you know this. Stars fans are awesome.
I would love to go to a game.
You know what?
Game 4 would be really fun to go to in Dallas.
Yeah, Big 12 tournaments going on. Catch some baseball. Go to a Stars game. Starting to line up for us here, bud.
It is. All right, you want to do Some picks?
Yeah, let's get into it.
I've got some Friday picks. Trying to
Get a notepad so I can.
Yeah, here you go. We're gonna have some props and then some straight ups.
Fair enough.
All right, so we'll start with the Rangers and the Rockies tonight. Who you got straight up?
Who's pitching?
It's Martin Perez and some guy that just got called up for the first time ever.
Okay, give me Martin Perez.
Let me make sure that's that guy. No, it's Carl Kaufman, number 8.
Yeah, still give me Martin.
Yeah, he just got called up.
Yeah.
Did you see the kid they brought? He's not a kid. He got drafted in 2016, then retired and unretired this year and got his first start, I think, last week, and then like immediately sent down.
For the Rockies?
Yeah.
No,
Pint.
I didn't see that.
I think Pint was his name.
Oh, that's great. Riley Pint?
I think so, yeah.
I know the name. He, yeah. I didn't know that he quit baseball.
Yeah, he retired last year.
He was a high draft pick too, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's still in the hockey minute there, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's go to some props. Trying to find a PGA prop.
Yeah, better weather today in the PGA Championship in Rochester, New York. They didn't have to wait on the freeze to thaw the greens out this morning.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right. Marcus Semien, 1.5 total bases over/under.
Over.
I agree. Martin Perez, 5 strikeouts over/under.
Let's go over. The Rockies swing and miss a lot.
I'll also take the over there. All right. Jake Ottinger, 27.5 goalie saves tonight.
Ooh. I'm going to go under just because I hope that the Knights don't get as many pucks on net.
So in game 7, I did this prop, and it was at 27.5 on the other goalie, and they pulled the goalie at 27.
You took the over?
Yes.
Oh, that's harmful.
So I'm taking the under here, and Ottinger was way under.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. All right, Shane McClanahan versus Milwaukee, 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, go under.
I'll take the over there so we can be different. Jack Eichel and Rope Hintz, 6.5 shots on goal.
Over. Let's hope it's over. If that's over, Rope's getting 2 tonight.
Let's go. And then John Rahm in his round today, 3 birdies or better, over/under.
Let's go. I'll take the over. I think Rahm can get 4 birdies today. They'll probably have like 2 bogeys to offset it all, but
yeah, that's like that's like betting the hefty lefty, Mickelson.
Yeah, Mickelson. Yeah,
he'll have 6 birdies, but he'll have 7 bogeys and go 1 over.
He'll throw a double in there too because he hit one out. He hit one a fairway over yesterday on like 14. Just shanked one.
Awesome.
Things you love to see for 500.
All right, last one. A's Astros full series. Who takes the series?
The Astros. They're playing really good baseball right now. I think the Astros sweep them.
Yeah, let's go that. Sweep or no?
I'll go sweep.
All right, I'll take the A's to win 1. But the Astros are playing really
good baseball.
And that's in Houston.
Yeah. They finally started to figure things out.
How about this? The Rangers are 26-17. The Astros are 24-19. Both have series against teams under 500, though the Rockies are better than the A's.
Yeah.
By next Friday, when we do this show again together, will the Rangers be in first place?
Ooh, by next Friday.
The Rangers.
What's the rest of the week look like for the Rangers?
Okay, so the Rangers go Rockies, Pirates, Orioles. Pirates are good.
Yeah, they're a good ball club.
The Astros go A's, Brewers, A's.
A's, Brewers, A's. Ooh,
But the A's game will be after we.
right. I'll say the Rangers are still in first place. They need to figure some stuff out. But yeah, I think they'll still be in first place.
I think the Astros will be tied or in first place next Friday.
That's probably fair, but I like to think good thoughts about my Rangers. So
let's see. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, could they get to June in first place? That would be 2 Thursdays from now.
with the way the Astros are playing, probably not, but I think they could be a game or two just behind the Astros.
Yeah.
When does that series, like, the Rangers don't have a series at home against an American League opponent this month. The whole month of May, no American League opponents at home. But I don't know if they go to Houston this month either.
Let's see.
I don't have the Rangers schedule memorized.
All right, so Rockies at home, Pirates in Pittsburgh, Baltimore in Baltimore, and then Detroit in Detroit. That is a long road trip.
Yeah, thank goodness the Big 12 tournaments at Globe Life.
And then June, you host Seattle, host the Cardinals, go to Tampa Bay, host the Angels, host the Blue Jays, go to the White Sox, go to New York, then host the Tigers for a 4-game set before the final weekend in June. July 4th weekend, you'll be hosting the Astros, and I'll be at those games.
Nice. I think the Astros will be in first when it gets into June. I don't think the Rangers can hold out that long.
No, I don't think so.
Unless DeGrom makes some miraculous recovery between now and then.
I don't want him to pitch until after the trade deadline.
Yeah, I could care less.
Yeah. Just hold on, man. Just get healthy. We'll be fine.
And really, you know he's not going anywhere because you didn't spend all this money on a dude that you're just gonna let go of. Like, I don't see the Rangers making a ton of moves unless they're in it at the trade deadline, right?
They'll make 2 moves.
Bullpen arms?
Yeah. If they're in it. And I think they will be by then.
They definitely need a back end of the bullpen because Will Smith and Leclerc ain't it.
No. They and Spores either.
Yeah, Josh Spores is not it either. Yeah. I think you got to go get, man, I don't even know who you go after as far as.
So the Pirates have a really good bullpen piece.
Yeah, they're not going to let him go if they're in the running either.
Are they? Do they care?
I don't know. If they're playing this good a baseball in July near the trade deadline, they will.
They won 10 games and then re-signed that outfielder.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe some of these under 500 teams, you kind of have to start identifying that now.
Mm-hmm. Especially as you get into June. Like, you're a month. You get into June, you're a month and a week or two away from the trade deadline. So
the problem is, so many teams are in it now.
Yeah,
because there's the extra wild card.
Mm-hmm. What about going back and getting a Emmanuel Clase guy from the Indians again? Like,
the Guardians?
Yeah, the Guardians. My bad.
I would love that. That was the worst move that John Daniels made.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
agreed.
Kluber. I hated the Kluber deal because you were not in a position to go after anything.
No.
And you gave away Emmanuel Clase, who threw 98 when he was tired.
And a cutter. Like, he throws a little cut fastball with it too, and that's
with 10 inches of movement.
Yeah, he's filthy, and he's one of the best young closers in the game now. So it's interesting. I mean, obviously the Yankees have some good back end bullpen pieces, but they'll be in the mix.
Now the question now is who do you want to go after and what do you want to spend?
Yeah.
Do you want to give up Evan Carter for Emmanuel Clase over the next 5 years?
No, but they'll give up Davis Wenzel.
Yeah.
I don't don't know that anybody wants him, but
No.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you give up?
Did you see he was catching games for the A's?
No.
Oh, Langoliers.
Oh yeah, Shea Langoliers. Yeah,
Speaking of Wenzel in that draft class.
yeah. Baylor grad right there, both of them.
Yeah. Same draft class as Young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of good Big 12 talent in that draft class.
So was Cody Bradford. He did not have a good start, but
no.
He
What draft class was Casey Clemens in?
Baylor was really good.
Yeah. Was he after Young?
I think. Ooh, were they in the same class?
I mean,
because he won the Golden Spikes instead of Josh.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. So, but I didn't know if he played another year after that or not.
No, there was another Clemens, Cody or whatever.
I knew there's and Casey was the one who was the better player, right?
I think so. I don't remember my Clemenses.
Yeah, me either.
They all started with K's like you guys. All right. Anything else? I think I'm about tapped out here. I think Texas Tech needs to win 5 more games for me to get into the 90% sure that they're in the tournament. It is worrisome. I want a Kansas State sweep. I want an Oklahoma State sweep. And for good measure, West Virginia to win the next 2. Just keep them hosting, keep Oklahoma State hosting here, knock down knock down TCU and Oklahoma, and then Texas Tech wins. That's the perfect. Okay, that's the perfect weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Kansas State sweep, Oklahoma State sweep, Texas wins the next 2, West Virginia wins the next 2. We'll call it good and get to the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, and if West Virginia can keep winning, that just means your RPI is not as bad.
Yep, and that's they're definitely going to host. Oklahoma State definitely hosts.
Definitely hosting. Yep. Yeah, and winning that Oklahoma State series becomes huge now.
Yes. Yeah.
Big.
Huge.
So, yeah, and piggybacking piggybacking off the baseball stuff, it'll be interesting to see how McCaslin finishes out the roster and the coaching roster. Players and coaches. And like you said, have patience, which I think we can have patience just because I think you want to be good. So you don't want to go out and just start doing, sign the next guy that comes out because you think he might fit. Find the guy that'll fit.
Yeah.
The first year or 2 might be rough. You could make the tournament. You might not. Who knows? But I think it'll trend in the right direction just by knowing McCaslin and seeing the trajectory that he wants to go at. So I think it'll be fine. People that are getting antsy and all that stuff, I don't understand that, but it is what it is.
I'm antsy on the coaching staff.
Yeah, the coaching staff is more of a priority for me than the roster, to be honest.
Yeah, you get what's the NBA deadline? Early June?
Yeah, June 12th or something like that. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, if it's June 20th and you have 2 more guys still, I would be worried, but I'm not worried until the NBA deadline, and then you're getting some guys back and everything else.
Right. Yep.
All right. Sweet. Maybe we can talk the basketball tournament next week.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Kyler Edwards signed yesterday or 2 days ago to play for him.
Yeah, I saw that. I do.
Not mad at that.
No, I'm not mad at that.
He's one of those guys. He kind of makes us all feel stupid because he saw the writing on the wall and bounced real fast before he knew what was going to happen, and we didn't.
Yeah. Any guy that left, like I know people are still mad at McCullough, but McCullough and Shannon, I understand, man.
Yeah,
I get it.
Both had a great year at their schools that they went to too. So,
yep, made good decisions.
Yep.
All right, Carson. We'll see you next Friday, man.
See ya. Peace.
I've been Rob. We'll see you then.